The Queen's Gambit is one of the most watched shows on Netflix right now, which isn't surprising at all. The limited series stars Anya Taylor-Joy as a chess prodigy who overcomes substance abuse issues and a troubled past while trying to become the best player in the world. While you're enjoying the amazing performance from Anya Taylor-Joy and the great storyline, there are several facts that all the Queen Gambit fans should know. In this video, we break down some of the most important facts you should know before and after watching the series. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell button to stay in touch with all the fun-filled and entertaining videos we share on this channel. 1. Anya Taylor-Joy joined the King's Gambit so early that a script didn't even exist yet. Creator Scott Frank sent her a copy of Walter Tevis's novel of the same name, and she was in. Anya said she immediately felt drawn to the project and literally ran to meet Scott and discuss it. She said, "I was so passionate about the character and story. When I got to the restaurant, I was like, it's not all about chess, and she needs to be a redhead." And he was like, "I agree. Sit down, let's have this discussion." 2. In fact, The Queen's Gambit was also turned into a movie before this TV show. Originally, Heath Ledger was set to make his directorial debut on the project before his death in 2008. Heath reportedly loved the book and really wanted to make it a movie starring Ellen Page as Beth Harmon. 3. Anya knew nothing about chess before signing on to play Beth. She said she thinks it helped her a lot and allowed her to really dive into the world. Anya explained, "Beth is discovering the world of chess, and I could bring that awe and magic to it as well." 4. Every move during the chess games was choreographed by chess consultants Garry Kasparov and Bruce Pandolfini. They also helped coach all of the actors. Garry Kasparov is a Russian chess grandmaster, and Bruce Pandolfini is a renowned American chess teacher. 5. Originally, creator Scott Frank asked Garry Kasparov to play Borgov in The Queen's Gambit, but he turned down the role and became a consultant instead. Garry helped provide a lot of the background knowledge on how a chess prodigy would feel, and he designed the final chess matches in Russia during Episode 7, including the one between Borgov and Beth. 6. Every single chess game shown on screen was played by the actors in those scenes, including the fast-paced speed chess matches. Anya said the speed chess matches were some of her favorite parts of filming, and she has never been more proud of herself than when she nailed a speed chess game. 7. In fact, there were even chess matches where the board is never shown on screen, only the actors' faces, but they still played a real game. Scott Frank said, "You can freeze frame anything and it's a real chess setup. There's a whole sequence where you never see the board, but they're still actually moving the pieces where they're supposed to. The actors always knew exactly where every piece was supposed to go." 8. Anya was taught all of the moves Beth would make in a chess game minutes before a scene was filmed, so everything was fresh in her mind. 9. Anya, Scott Frank, and makeup and hair designer Daniel Parker actually all independently decided that Beth should be a redhead, and the only way to accomplish all of Beth's hairstyles was by using wigs. Daniel Parker explained, "Sometimes you are changing into 3 different looks in one day. There's no way that you can do that without wigs. Right at the beginning, I decided that she should be a redhead. I didn't have any doubts about that. And then, funny enough, both Scott Frank and Anya individually said she's a redhead." 10. Anya filmed The Queen's Gambit, Emma, and Last Night in Soho around the same time, and actually only had one day off in between each project. She said, "I had a very intense year in 2019, where I knew I was going to be playing 3 different characters with one day off in between." 11. The character of Benny is loosely based on real-life American chess grandmaster Bobby Fischer, who, at 13 years old, won a game that became known as the Game of the Century. 12. Anya said her years as a ballet dancer helped her come up with how Beth would physically move the chess pieces. She said, "I just got to learn really nifty, cool choreography with my fingers." 13. Also, it was very important to Anya that Beth, as a female chess player, physically acted differently than her male counterparts, and that you could see that difference on screen. She explained, "I wanted her to have a very distinctive way of moving the pieces that was still, whilst very quick and ruthless, undeniably feminine. Beth doesn't have to choose." 14. In fact, each actor helped to come up with the personal mannerisms for their characters. Like Thomas Brody Sangster came up with the idea that Benny would constantly play with his ring. Thomas said, "That was a very personal thing. It was very interesting when we came together to play chess because we saw that everyone had been working on developing their little habits." 15. Costume designer Gabrielle Binder actually incorporated the lines of the chessboard throughout Beth's wardrobe. Here you can see a solid black line down the front of her skirt, and her pink and white jacket resembles the squares on a chessboard. 16. Some of the inspiration behind how to film the chess matches in The Queen's Gambit came from watching Ed Zwick's films Pawn Sacrifice. In the movie, the faces of the players are shown more often than the chessboard. Scott Frank explained, "So much of that was on Liev Schreiber's face, or Tobey Maguire's face, that you got everything you needed to know. And I realized watching that film, we have got to give each tournament its own personality that reflects where Beth is at." 17. Although a majority of The Queen's Gambit is set in the US, most of the series was filmed in Berlin. 18. If you didn't know, Marielle Heller, who played Alma, is a well-known director and was behind films like A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Can You Ever Forgive Me, and What the Constitution Means to Me. Marielle talked about going back to acting after years of directing, saying, "I was feeling burned out on directing and movie-wise, wasn't sure what my next big project was going to be. So I said yes to doing this very different type of project that required a different skill set from me, sort of just to shake things up, if anything." 19. All of the hypothetical chess situations that play out in Beth's head and are seen on screen include real chess moves that could happen. Basically, the VFX team also learned chess while doing the effects. Chicken Bone FX worked on all the effects for the series, and you can actually watch this amazing reel showing the before and after of some of their incredible work in The Queen's Gambit. 20. There were a lot of women who worked behind the scenes on the series, including Michelle Tesoro, who single-handedly edited all 7 episodes. 21. Anya is a massive Harry Potter fan and said Harry Melling, who played Harry in The Queen's Gambit and Dudley in the Harry Potter films, graciously sat and listened to her freak out over his involvement in the popular films. Anya actually moved from Buenos Aires to London when she was only 6 years old and learned English by reading the Harry Potter books. 22. Each of Beth's lipstick colors were deliberately chosen for each individual scene and helped signify Beth's age as the series progressed. Toward the end of the series, Beth's lipstick shade ultimately becomes a nod to Alma. Makeup and hair designer Daniel Parker elaborated, saying, "The lips, along with the eyelashes, can temper what the character's doing, or how the character's behaving." Towards the end, Beth's shades become similar to her second mother's as an ode to her. 23. And finally, Anya cried during every single take while filming the final moment of the series when Beth plays chess in the Russian park. She said she was just so happy for Beth in that moment. He continued, saying, "I think it's the first time that she's able to go, you know what, I deserve to enjoy this. Leave me alone for a second. I have worked my whole life for this moment. I need a second. Let me live." Isn't that just impressive? That's it, guys. That's all we have today. If there's any other info in The Queen's Gambit that you would like to know or find out, leave the comment below. If you loved this video and would like to see more on the focus of our favorite celebrities and television shows, do not forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and click on the bell button to keep up with our trending videos. Thanks for watching, and do have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.